This movie is based on the 2001 book The House of Gucci, a sensational story of murder, madness, glamour, and greed by Sarah Gay Forden. It follows the true story of Maurizio Gucci's murder and his ex-wife Patrizia Reggiani, who was convicted of hiring the hitman who killed him in 1995, years after their marriage fell apart. It's certainly a heck of a story, and director Ridley Scott has assembled a star-studded cast. Lady Gaga plays Patrizia, a girl of modest means who meets rich Gucci's son Maurizio, who played by Adam Driver, at a party and begins dating him. They get married and she goes from an innocent girl to a savvy businesswoman with a thirst for power. First of all, this movie is a boring, bloated, ponderous, and shallow drama. On paper, this movie really has it all: an all-star casting, a true story of murder and greed, and the most incredible sought-after fashion in cinema history. Unfortunately, the movie was unable to merge these fabrics together cohesively, meaning movie fans are left with an expansive feeling but bloated and uneven drama. On the surface, this movie is inspired by the true story of the Gucci's family, a one-time dynasty that fell once family members started backstabbing each other with backroom dealings and buyouts. It also focuses on the bitter drama and jealousy riddled in the Gucci family, which eventually lost them their empire. However, despite a whopping runtime of 2 hours and 38 minutes, the murder seems to be an afterthought to the actual plot, with more space dedicated to the timely costumes and the overly complicated backstory of the house. It's a muddle and confused in both narrative and tone, and not especially helped by the decision to get the entire ensemble talking English with foreign accent. Promises such as betrayal and murder are technically accurate, albeit executed dryly without the energy or narrative thrust right up until its shoulder-shrugging climax. Strangely, the front-page killing and ensuing court battle only take up the last 10 minutes of this boring movie. The preceding 2.5 hours are a glacial yet completely uninformative history of the brand, framed as a struggle for power among the Gucci family. At points, this movie swings from explosions of camp and opulence to a history lesson into the inner workings of the iconic fashion house, but there's barely any middle ground and little development in terms of characters. The plot keeps deviating from the relationship between Patrizia and Maurizio to focus on the boardroom grapple for control of the company. The two are inextricably linked, of course, but it's sometimes hard to work out which matters more to the filmmakers. Director Ridley Scott seems unsure if he wants to camp up the script or treat the material as a profound cautionary tale regarding wealth, legacy, and ambition. Considering most of the actors here have no Italian background, one would presume that he is more concerned with exaggerated, larger-than-life storytelling, prioritizing soap opera entertainment over thematic riches. There also appears to be minimal chemistry between Gaga and Driver, most notably in a bizarre sex scene, with more attention needed on the breakdown of their marriage and what led Patrizia to decide that a hitman was her only option. The movie starts around 1978 and ends in 1998, but Gaga and Driver never age or perceptibly change over 2 decades. As the 1970s transition into 1980s, both Maurizio and Patrizia become consumed with competition and ambition to a degree where they call one another out as a changing into different people, forgetting to look inward at the individual monsters they have become. It's about the only intriguing narrative element to pay attention to in this movie. However, even that is missing a spark, which is surprising to say given how everyone in the family fucks up the lives of one another. It's all muted, practically pleading to be let loose with the unabashed craziness the story deserves. Overall, this movie is completely waste of time, 2 hours and 38 minutes to be precise. We do not recommend this movie at all.